Alrighty. No. Alrighty. Hello, my friends. I appreciate you guys for joining me again. We are back streaming, teaching ourselves, and learning some computer science and programming. Hello, Mr. Wolfie Master. It was good to put a face to the name last night. Glad I could catch you on one of your streams as I was heading out. Hello, dude. Alright, man. Alright, so I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. I'm down for whatever. If you guys want to do Leet code, I'll solve some Leet code problems. Dude, it's just a Sunday, man. I've been sleeping, I've been napping, I went out and I had some lunch. I've been enjoying the day, and so I'm just like, haven't been in the programming like mood. I've just been in the chilling mood, man. Let me tell you, recharging the old batteries. But let me know if you guys don't have work tomorrow. And you guys got work canceled tomorrow? Your boy right here, no work tomorrow. Woo! Happy Memorial Day weekend to those in the U.S. If you guys are in the U.S., it's a holiday, so yeah, we no work tomorrow, which is nice. So I will be able to stream again tomorrow. No, dude, let me tell you, I gotta apologize. Man, dude, I just cannot seem to make myself code in the morning. In the morning, I just get up. So when I don't have work on these off days, man, it's just so easy just to. So I'm just like anybody else in terms of like I procrastinate, I push things off. So the morning is tough, but as long as I'm getting some coding in at least once a day, then I guess that's okay with me. I can't be too judgmental on myself if I'm at least coding once a day. Twice a day is, it's that's can't be anything. That's just a bonus, right? Anyways, if you guys are here, I appreciate you guys being here. Feel free to maybe potentially join the Discord here if you guys are interested in that. This is my Discord, Programmers by Michael Deming. Got a lot of cool resources and channels here, Python related, bunch of books here, web dev, some online courses, some API links about some various topics for APIs, various just topics throughout programming and what I've learned so far and come across. And you can also just contact me there and just talk to me and hang out, which is really, really cool. Morning is for the groceries, right, Iron? Exactly, man. Hello, Austin. Hello, Iron. Hello, June. Appreciate you guys for being here. What are you guys working on this evening? All right. Woo. Okay. Let's go ahead and what do you guys want to do? So yesterday we set up trying to get React and Tailwind CSS installed. I think we should start off the stream with watching or finishing that Tailwind. Or let's just go to YouTube. So we do need to. These first recommended ads are so crazy. Come on. What are these brain rot these reels right here? These brain rot reels on the homepage. I don't even want to show you guys. It's so brain rot. Let's go Tailwind, CSS, React. So there was a video we were watching.
One of the most disruptive web technologies in recent years is without a doubt Tailwind CSS. It defies the long-standing dogma of semantic CSS and instead preaches a more functional utility class approach. Like many, I found it offensive at first glance, but the reality is that it can produce and I've installed the Tailwind extension for VS Code. The first thing we'll want to do is generate a project with a JavaScript worth it. Let's first open up the Tailwind config file. This file is used to customize the behavior of Tailwind. You can use it to customize colors, add plugins, and a bunch of other things. One change I'm going to make right away is to enable just-in-time mode. As of today, this feature is in developer preview, but it will compile your CSS on the fly, making your build times much faster. The other thing we can do is tell Tailwind to purge any unused CSS from our final bundle. It's not really relevant to this video, but if we were deploying to production, it would allow us to ship a very small CSS file to the browser. Now let's go ahead and open up a React component in the project. You'll notice that when I add a CSS class to it, we get this awesome IntelliSense with every single Tailwind utility.
Okay, so let's see here. This is gonna be interesting. Man, it seems like every time I use CSS, I kind of get better at it. Then as soon as I stop using it, like a week and a half later, woo, it just goes right out the window, man. You gotta keep using this stuff. Oh, okay. Wake up. I did just wake up from my, I do typically take a little weekend nap around mid-afternoon, so, and I wake up and stream, so you guys got to give me at least like 30 minutes here to we gotta catch you up here. Okay, so let's open up our project. Okay, where are we here? So git status. We are on a branch in dev with origin branch. Let's go git branch. See what branches we have. We have dev web scrape, and we have dev main. Okay. So our dev web scrape and our dev okay. So I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna say here we have a front end, right, where we have an index HTML. Got Tailwind in here. So if I start making an element here, such as like a class. So let me install extensions Tailwind here. IntelliSense Tailwind. Okay. And let's go back here. Now if I start typing, no. I restart. Let's restart. Let's see. Let's see what he had.
Available to us. The whole idea behind
So if I say text, hey Cruz. Wait. They don't let us get to that, man. It's all locked up behind cages. You have to have like special authority. My managers have to go with us and stuff. St. Walter White. You guys like Breaking Bad? Okay, how can I get how can I get IntelliSense to activate here on my extensions? So we have Tailwind IntelliSense. Auto name. So if I go okay, let's go. There we go. Aha, we got it. All right, I think we got the IntelliSense activated. Nice. Okay. Costco lemonade. It's the strawberry lemonade. Let me get the TTS on here. My bad, guys. I like the TTS. So what do you do as a biochemist? Yeah, so I make biological controls. So when you run patient like tests and analysis or diagnostics, for like as like physicians would, or like we're not in like hospitals and we're any place, right? you have to run like a control or something against like your on test basically to verify that your machine is accurate and you're giving accurate information to your patients. So like for that machine that the physician would be using, I have a verified control that I've tested on there, and I actually formulate and make and then into to hit certain ranges. And these ranges can mimic certain levels of diseases or not, like they're not like like contaminations or anything, but like just like they can mimic, like have like certain levels of protein, or for like a lack of a better word, to like help mimic these types of, or hit these controls, so you know that your ranges are looking good and stuff. So it's just interesting, yeah. What's going on, everybody?
Cruise 194 says dope. Cruise 194 says I understood nothing.
No worries, dude. You're funny. I appreciate you. All right, you guys. So we're working on our app right now, SpectroSim. Let me just back this up. I want to go back to where we are here. Okay, so run dev.
Cruise 194 says I'm gonna go control aim but some kids in Fortnite though.
Nice, dude. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, so we want to, our goal here is to start a front end, I believe, for our project. I think that's our next step here, is to kind of get a front end so we can actually simulate these graphs, and then we can build like customization and add in something like we did with our chroma plot, where these graphs will get custom IDs so they can be saved and then, downloaded by the user and whatnot. So we can take a lot of that stuff from our previous project using UUIDs. But in this, we just kind of need to actually get a front end going, and I need to kind of start to be creative here. That's the thing, is I need to be creative, and I haven't been feeling that creative in the past. I kind of exhausted all my creativity on I kind of exhausted my
Tim says good
creativity
morning,
on.
Big Mike.
Good morning, Mr. Tim, or sorry, good evening, Mr. Tim. It's good to hear from you. When's the next NBA Finals game? Or is the next semifinals game? Anyway, so I exhausted all my creativity on my my other projects, and so I've been recharging it, but so I need to.
Tim says why is my mom on the agenda today?
You know why, Tim? You know why we're here. You know why we're here. So let's think of kind of like a general structure, how we would like to set up this project. So let's go ahead and also show you guys. So this is my other project, right? This is chromaplot.com, and this is michaeldeming.com.
Tim says what does MRS Deming think about this?
That's funny. So this is my other project as well that we just recently wrote. So I am wanting to use Tailwind this time around to do the styling, but I'm wanting to take this kind of theming and go one step further. Now, there is a way that we can do this, right? So the SpectroSim, we can have two options for users to do. Like we can have the ability to like um, have the user make their own plots, so we could have a section for that, and then we have the ability for just the user to also pull data from the API and generate plots that way, right? So if you guys have any like style tips or design ideas or want to be creative here, please, feel free to contribute. Give me your wisdom. I am, after doing this every day, you kind of start, you get go through waves. You get through ideas, and then you get through those ideas, and then you got to think of some more. And then you get through ideas, and then so right now I'm kind of in one of those troughs. I feel like So I apologize. I honestly feel like I'm in one of those troughs of going here, but we gotta just catch up with some ideas and then just keep on ramping up. Okay. So, anyways, we do have somewhat of a project though, right? We do have like we just need to do more. Like we have a good project, the ability to actually generate these Gaussian distributions and these absorption spectroscopy curves, which is really cool based upon some data from a certain compounds, in this case methylene blue. So how can we style this? Not maybe a little bit more, this one's really clean and it's, yeah, it does the job and stuff, but this doesn't really just say like, wow. Like, this doesn't have that you like jazz factor, you know what I'm saying? So like, what can we do here to level up our existing project? You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think? Chat it up with me. Please let me know what you guys have anything to offer here. Okay. So, I do think that just having some simple card elements definitely elevates that. So we could keep that theming of like the cards. But I don't know. It's kind of boring too. Well, let's go like this. Let's just brainstorm. Let's get some sticky. Pause. Okay. So what are some stuff that we want this project to have, right? We obviously need 2 sections for now. Oh, here we go. Aurorasaur is in here. Hey, dude, we needed you in here. You're always working on the small business manager, so you got tips here, I'm sure. How's it going, dude? Okay, so I do have some color palettes picked out. I screenshotted some things I saw online that I liked. Just from like some Sherwin-Williams ads on Reddit on like color palettes for your. Hello, Dragon. I appreciate you for coming in and chat with me, dude. Welcome. So we are going to try to use Tailwind this time around. Last time we just used raw CSS to build our portfolio website and our chromatography simulator. But for this spectroscopy simulator project, we want to try to level it up and build and use it using Tailwind here and see if we can make something a little bit more creative and stylistic. So I do have some Sherwin-Williams some Sherwin-Williams. I do need to turn that down. It's too loud for me. I'll turn it up for you guys. So if you guys have any tips on, definitely I'll need some coaching here on Tailwind as we go here. For sure. Right. Okay, so then
Dragon put me all says Python plus React. Cool.
yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So this is right, we have the ability to do Gaussian distributions and generate these curves based on our data here in our database, right here. But we need to, and then we have our web scraper that actually, will pull, if it will do it. Right? It'll actually scrape this API and use a regular expression to actually get out some more information. So like this is benzoic acid. We don't have this one on there yet. We actually need to link this database and link it and save it into a database and then link the generation of this plot as well. Oh, brutal. Sorry, dude. Twitch be like that sometimes. Okay, so we need 2 sections for now. So one for API plot or API plot plot sim.
Aurora Zir says it's rough thinking of a design for this when you're not a biochemist, lol.
Well, like think about like honestly, hold on. So it doesn't really have to be like biochemistry. Like I'm talking about just design like in general for like just user experience. So we definitely just need a section for our plot, right? For like and just an input for an API, just for like someone to type in something, and then in section 2 will kind of be more kind of like chroma plot where they can insert their own kind of a few line items to generate the plot kind of more custom to them however they want. So like so that's kind of like my at least my first vision here. But
Tim says I associate green with chemistry. Direct with me says can user upload whole JSON file?
so instead of uploading a whole JSON file, they'll be able to just like in the chroma plot, they'll be able to just kind of input their distinct values because you only need just like to give these 4 things, right? Just a name and then these things, and I can generate you the plot on my end. Just give me these and I'll generate you the plot and you can save it however you want. So that's kind of what they don't need really a whole JSON really. We could add it, like they could upload it via JSON, but right, we could just start with we just need to start small here and get some stuff on the board. We just need to get some points on the board. If you're not shooting right, if you're not hitting all your shots right, Tim, you got to just start driving to the hoop and get some free throws. Get your rhythm going. Okay, so we need 1 section for API plot sim generation, and we need 2 for custom plot sim generation. Okay, so we just need 2 sections for now. Now, how do we want to do these 2 sections? Do we want to have them on the same page or have them be on different pages? So what we could do, actually, let's do this. Let's have a page be, let's have a home page. So we obviously need a home page just for introductions and whatever. And let's have a page for absorption, right? And then in there we can have a 2 subsections, one for the API and one for custom, right? And then so pages are actually different types of simulations.
If you're having a bad shooting day, go for some Leet code easy problems.
That means I'm having a bad shooting day every day, Tim. Chill. I got a better shooting percentage than that. Come on, my FGA is not that bad. All right. I like that. So we can first start with.
Young says IDK white about, but I would say yes.
Okay, so I have some color palettes kind of saved here on my phone that I liked. Okay. Let's think here. Okay, let's just get started here and see what we can come up with. When you're in doubt, just start getting stuff on the board. So obviously we need to do some page routing here. React router for page routing.
Skewitches says, are you making an appy?
Okay, let's go. We're on our virtual environment here, so let's do npm install react router DOM. Okay, next step is to.
Fields you need on the page first and then mess around with them after.
Hey, can I borrow your AirPods?
No.
Are you using them?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Do you not have any other headphones? Oh, dang. Oh! I have my old ones, but I think it's just the one.
That's fine. It's only if someone else is in there that I'll use them. Yesterday I played my stuff out loud. I was like, I don't really care, sorry.
Okay, hold on. Let me help you. Oh, my earphones right under here.
I didn't know you had a minute.
Tim says you're not on mute, Mike. Skewitches says is she bad, bro? Tim says Mike, where's the ring? Mohan says, Skewy Chess, what kind of question is this?
Alright.
Skewy says the important kind. Mohan says like who asks about your GF like that, if you have any actually.
Alright.
Mohan says YTF you care?
Alright. Alright, let's get started here. Okay, so I have a color palette kind of picked out here of what I think would be kind of cool. But we just need to put them together. So we're getting page routes set up here, right? That's our goal here. So in our main app here, we need to go import the browser router as router.
Skewy says she doesn't want you Mohan nor Hassan Aliper.
Routes route from React router DOM.
Mohan says,
Right.
Mohan says you a kid?
Chill out. I have to turn off TTS.
Mohan says not mature enough, I think.
Alright. So browser router. Okay, so we're going to return then a router with a routes with individual route here. Right. This route is going to have a path equal to the home path. Right? We say element is also equal to home element. Okay, so that gives us a home route. So I'm gonna go get branch, or get checkout. Should be, I'm gonna say dev, and then I'll have to set this upstream. Okay. I'll push that. Here we go. Okay, now we're on our front end dev branch here. So now we have route set up. So let's go ahead and create. Let's go. So this is our source folder, right? Let's create a new subfolder. We'll call this comps. I'm gonna try to really keep this organized. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna say pages. So we have comp pages. We're gonna have comps for but we're gonna have comp for like buttons, I guess, or like, I don't know, like we'll say like miss. Or I'll say subcomps. Right? And that's where we'll store, so in subcomps is where we'll store like, we'll try to make like presets, like buttons, text boxes, and so we can reuse those over and over again throughout the site, and we'll store those in there. All right, let's keep on moving here. Okay, so that's set up here. So now if we go ahead, we have subcomps and pages. So now let's go ahead and set up our home page. So home.jsx. So in a page, so we're gonna need, dude, every page, I'm trying to like think. So part of me is like, hey Anand, how's it going, dude? We're trying to build the front end to our SpectroSim project here. Trying to get some work on it here. So every page nowadays has a nav bar, right? Is there any way we can branch out? Like, is there something else like that just, I mean, it just seems like so inevitable, but it's so like boring to build. It's like is there something more innovative we can do for like navigation through the sites rather than just a nav bar, you know? Like it just seems so universal. A button with a link. Yes, like you mean like throughout the page? I feel like it'd be kind of difficult to find the like you'd have to search throughout the page to know where you are. So the nav bar, I get the ease. It's kind of like if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? The nav bar, it's like right there. It helps users, like it's super friendly, but it just seems like it's so overdone. But I mean, because we have to import the link guy from React. Router DOM. What did it do that for? Right. So now we have the link, right? So we're not going to do that here though, because that's going to be in our subcomponent of our navbar subcomponent. Right. So let's just set up the home page. So let's go, to do this, we go function, we're going to say home, we're going to open this up, go like this, yes. We're going to go return, open this up like such. We're going to create a fragment just in case, so we can have multiple things in here to return. And what are we going to do into here? So how do we want to universally keep this structure? So we do need to set some ground rules. I've found that if you start to go page to page in your stylings and component to component using different rules about how you layer them or use divs and whatnot, then it's like it can get difficult to keep them styled the same way, and they can, like, when you go to respond, like for mobile response. The sidebar. You can make a lot of work. Okay. So we'll just stick for now with navbar. We can maybe convert it to a sidebar if we're in, let's just try to make it look cooler. Like, let's just try to see what we can do. Okay, so we have the page home here, right? So let's go, we need to go cd front end, npm run dev. What is it? package.json has dev dependencies. Oh, it doesn't. Let's invite right here, right chance. Right. Yeah. What'd that do? Oh, that created this. What? I'm in my front end though. Oh shoot. Whoops. Hold on. That's why. Oh, I'm such a goofball, dude. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, we have to go like this. npm and install react router DOM. Because it's in here. Hold on, that's all I gotta do. I installed React Router DOM in my root. Okay, so I think if we just delete it, I think we're okay. We installed outside here. So now if we go into front end, so that's why we had no modules out there. So now if we go I think I'm tracking that file, so I always mess this stuff up, dude. It kills my vibe so fast. Okay, so that's fine. So let's go cd front end. Okay, we're in front end. Let's go npm install react router DOM. Okay. Now if I go to my package.json react DOM here, if I go to these nodes, we should have react router DOM in here. Nice. Okay. All right. Let's keep on moving. Okay, so then I also okay, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Okay, we're in our front end, we have that set up. Okay. Now we can go npm run dev here. And we get this. No. Oh, okay. Cool. Now we get this, which is nice. All right, here we go. We're back in business here. Okay, so home page. So we're on app, so we need to, here we're gonna say, or export default home, right? And so now if we say import home, or comps page is home, and we have home here. So now let's go ahead and build a navbar on the bar on the page, and we'll go ahead and so we'll copy that into our navbar subcomponent. So we'll open up a div here. Here we go. Oh boy. So I do, I guess, if I'm going to do that here, I do need to say import link from React Router DOM. And now, here I'm going to give class name here. We're going to give this class is going to be, well, I guess if we're styling inline, then I got to remember we're styling inline here with Tailwind. So, oh boy. So it's a little bit different here. Yeah, 2.2K, we're almost there. We're almost there, boys. All right. Okay, class name here. Okay, so we're styling inline. That's like a completely different mentality here. Oh boy. Oh crap. This is tricky. I kind of like the other way. Oh god. Okay. We gotta force ourselves to learn new stuff. So we want to go. Obviously, we just need to get a navbar set up. So I'm gonna have a logo that I'm gonna create for SpectraSim, but in its place for now, I'm gonna put just an H1 text. Yeah, good luck here is right. So let's go H1. Oh, the thing is we could have like so many subcomponents like nested, and we could just be pulling them. That's the thing. So we have home page set up. So let's actually just keep that like that. So now we need to start stacking things within our subcomponents. So let's go here. Let's go nav or home. So we'll say nav.jsx. Okay. Now we can import link from React Router DOM, right? Now let's go ahead and say function nav. Oh boy, this is getting intense. Okay, in our fragment. So our nav bar, we need to have within our nav, and so here we're gonna, the thing is we could go really crazy with reusability.
Says Tailwind ruined my life.
What do you mean ruined your life? Okay, so we could really go crazy with reusability here, and like, if we're not gonna style like in CSS, like in a separate CSS file, we're gonna style inline, then we need to really, we need to have these components be styled on their own, and so then when we just drag and drop them, basically. Kind of like as if we're using our own like framework or whatever. Or what, you know, package. So we have subcomponents, and we could even nest these subcomponents into like categories.
Distracted says interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so oh, this is such a rabbit hole, dude. It's like, okay, well, once we get started, I think it'll be okay. We just need to get started. Okay, let's go here and go.
Distracted says got my first at CS interview this week.
Oh, nice, dude. How long you been applying stuff for? We'll say comps structure. Okay, so now we're gonna get the nav bar here. Okay, so we're gonna build this nav bar. Hopefully, let's try. Okay. So we can put in some dummy components for now, and then we can change them, right? So the nav bar, the thing is it good practice to have an overarching div, or is the nav bar sufficient for the div? But we're using Tailwind, so it's like, I don't even know I don't even know where to begin, dude.
Distracted says thanks, just finished my first year of uni, been applying for months, so I'm hyped to finally get at least an interview.
Nice, dude. See, Mahan? Mahan, see? Freshmen can get stuff. Okay. So okay, let's go ahead and let's ask the orb to teach us. Okay, so I am trying to learn Tailwind for styling my Spectro. You haven't left yet?
I had Lady on my lap.
Spectro Sim.
I found them.
Oh, nice. Good thing you stayed around then. Styling my Spectro Sim front end. I would like you to
Mahan says I started so late.
teach me.
Says persistence and consistency, everyday code, LOL, and projects.
I would like you to teach me, but Distracted, now that you've got your interview,
It's never too late.
if
Mahan
you were
says
able
I
to
must
get
have
like an
one
interview, what do you
for
think of my project stack so far? Do you think I have a chance? Coming from your experience? I'd like you to teach me, but I don't want you to do it for me. I want I want to code and style myself. I just don't know
Distracted
how
says
to.
like you 100% got a chance.
I don't know how to transition from regular CSS to inline with Tailwind. "100% got a chance?"
Distracted says it's about your resume and reaching out to PPL on LinkedIn and other apps. While Vimaster says Tailwind is 90% learning the pattern the class names follow.
Alright, Wolfie, we'll need your help here. I appreciate you, dude.
Anand says all the best. Distracted, I remember my first interview. I was scared as hell. It ended in only 9 minutes and I had to sit in my room for an hour.
Oh, bro, it ended in 9 minutes? Why did it end? Was it that bad or was it good? Come on. Okay.
Distracted says thank you, Anand. LOL, was it a bad or good interview for you?
So my first goal is to make a nav bar.
Distracted says also not too nervous, more excited.
Okay, let's just get a simple setup going for, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna have a nav element.
Eselden says why you wanna use Tailwind. You can just use CSS for now and then learn Tailwind.
I've already used CSS for 2 of my projects, and so now I'm trying to make the transition into using Tailwind now that I've gotten some experience with that. So, gotta start somewhere, my friend. Got to start somewhere. All right. Can't be afraid of learning new stuff.
I bombed it. It was back in 2022 for a back-end internship. As soon as I got to the interview, they asked me to design the database for instance.
So we're going to open up a div here. We're going to have an H1 element called Spectro Sim. Right? And then inside the nav div, so that'll be a div for the logo. Right, a div for the logo, which is good. And I guess we'll do something similar to what we had before. Whoops.
Anand says they just kept asking questions one after another and I was overwhelmed as a college fresher.
You know, it was about it. Also, not too nervous, more excited. I bombed it. I was back in 2022 for a back-end internship. As soon as I got in the interview, they asked me to design the database for the Instagram following list. I knew it, but I just didn't work out. They just kept asking questions one after another, and I was overwhelmed as a college fresher. Dang, I probably couldn't answer that, dude. So I'm screwed, bro. R.I.P. You guys are new here, please sub along. I appreciate you guys being here. Okay. We have a nav bar. So the thing is how modular should we make this? Should we add props to this?
Distracted says, how are you doing now? Any current jobs you're working at? Anand says all that for a paycheck that could barely get me cereal for the month.
Dang. That is rough, my friend. Any guys else have stories, interview stories? I got one. I have
worry too much about making it modular. Distracted says Lamanu cereal for a month.
Wolfie, you think we're going down a rabbit hole trying to should we add props and then or just hard code the stuff in? and then do stuff later.
Anand says, I now have a stable job as an
Like
SAE
we,
one,
for
but
like
orders
the,
still
like,
continue
even though
every
these aren't gonna
night.
change, like we're gonna add in more stuff, right? I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but. Okay. So we have an anchor tag here. This is going to have, or no, we don't. We need a list item, right?
Eselden says search for tailwind header.
Tailwind header.
Master says at this stage, hard code the values. Distracted says Lamanu, what do you do for your role? I'm just curious. BCIDK, what will be doing?
Use these
if I
tailwind
manage
header
to get this
examples.
intern? Aurora says if you plan too far ahead you'll never stop planning, lol.
Oh, these. Okay. Let's just keep going. So we have a list item here. And then we're going to have, inside of here is going to be a anchor. Where we're going to have an href. And this is going to be, what is it? ABS. ABS sim. Something like that. ABS sim. Like how, I forget the absorption spectroscopy part.
Anand says I do Python backend across different frameworks.
Oh, sorry, not
Fast
ABS.
API, Django, etc.
Let's do here.
Backend APIs, design systems, code reviews.
So this is going to be home.
Time some React, it's a startup, so I have to do full stack.
Alright, this is going to be our home page. It's in the anchor tag. Perfect. I think that's fine. So let's go down. Now we're going to make this be, if we have slash ABS.
Master says you want to use your link. Distracted says yes, they're big boy, roll, proud of you and keep doing great.
Oh, can you use? That's a good idea. Oh, I have link here. So for the link, I had an example here that I was looking at for link. Okay, so you can just disregard the UL then.
Anand says thanks, Distracted, you'll get there too, man, keep working hard.
Okay, so we'll just get rid of that and we'll say link. Thank you for reminding me. That was good. So the link says to quote home. Right, like that. That's what my example says. And then they have some like weird. Whoops.
Distracted says appreciated consistency is key to everything, a little bit of work every day.
We have home. So then if we have another link here for absorption. Absorption sim. And just that for now, right? So we just have those links. Now my example, what does this mean, you guys? My example is saying to use this and go like this. What does this mean?
Distracted says, are you still in university, Anand?
Okay. So we have home and ABS sim now for now. So now we can export default
Anand says, nope, I graduated with honors last year.
nav.
While Master says it literally adds a character and a space between the links.
Oh, okay. Oh, got you. So
Distracted says, W brother, huge achievement.
then if I'm styling these in line here though, right? I need to separate them. Because if I go here to home, right, and I go import nav, right, and I add in a nav component, right, we have here. Okay. Now, onto the nav itself, I need to go like this, right? Class. There's a display. Oh, dude, this is gonna be rough.
Anand says, thanks buddy, appreciate it.
No, so you don't even say, you just give keywords. So you just say flex. Oh, look at that. Then you say justify between.
Anand says, Tailwind has display. Flex is just flex. Distracted says,
Yeah,
I'm from
sweet.
Louisiana.
Look at us, look at us, look at us, look at us.
You're not the worst, but hard to find local companies to apply to.
Okay. So then we have, so display flex justify between. So that, so we'll create another div, I guess, here for our individual link items. Like so. Yeah. There goes. Now we have justify
Alexa
items
says,
in between.
Hi bro.
Woo-hoo-hoo! We're cooking now, boys. Okay, so justify in between, items in between. Now we say items. Ooh. Center. Okay. And so now, if I go to my home page, but if I go to my overall app,
While Master says, yeah, you have the idea.
I'm going to open up a div here.
Throckler says, yo man, I think you should take a dive into functional programming. Learn Scheme, it's not as practical, but it makes you an amazing programmer.
What is that? Hey, walkthrough killer. Oh, I think you should take a dive into functional programming, learn Scheme. Could you explain what that is? Hey, Blankers. How's it going, everybody? What you guys working on, everybody? SpectroSim. Okay, so now we're going to put that into its own div container, right? And so what I'll do is then, so on the app itself, I'm going to give a, so if you say pad 4, P4 gives padding. Right. So it was 20 pixels. Okay, that's fine. So we gave it some 5 padding. Okay.
Anand says software dev isn't it anyway. I don't even know if I want to do this 10 years from now.
Anand's gonna be a roadie. He's gonna start producing music and he's gonna bail on us here. I think math will always be around, you guys. So when in doubt, I think just keep learning math. You know, it's scary, but it can be fun. It's rewarding to learn. I've been having a lot of fun learning calculus. You know, I need to keep going. I've done 2 days now, no calculus, you guys. I could have been like, you know, almost done with unit 1 by now if I kept going. Come on, stop procrastinating. See, it sucks. I think I just get guilty. I think of how much I would have gotten done. Okay, so we have ohm, ABS, and spectrosim. Okay, so now there's a little bug flying around here. So our nav here.
Says I'm going to be in prison the way I keep forgetting to pay my bills on time. Thuoctrucular says, so, functional programming is a paradigm that emphasizes functions and
I know, I said I was going to do math today, Mahan. I'm bad.
Scheme is one of the oldest functional programming. Mohan says you said you gonna do math today.
I know, I did.
Says, so, functional programming is a paradigm that emphasizes...
Yeah, I know. I said I was going to do that. I said I was going to. I need to. I'm one to talk, boys.
Distracted says I love mathematics so much and calculus is especially amazing to think.
Distracted, have you been here for our calculus learning?
Complex math. Thuoctrucular says languages. You learn about
Okay, let's keep going here.
Class functions, higher order functions, and programming without statements, e.g., assignment statements.
So spectrosim,
Interpreters, i.e.
ABS, and
Thuoctrucular says programs that interpret other programming languages
Absent.
very easily. It's something that a lot of computer programmers omit in CS curricula. Anand says I
Okay.
took elements of analysis.
So here we're
and
gonna
I had
say-
to donate blood to pass the class. Distracted says I haven't been here. I've been doing freelance work and my part-time job so busy.
justify.
Distracted says trying to catch up on the streams. Anand says the worst math class of my life.
Between.
Distracted says donate blood.
Flex, justify between. So why didn't that push those apart?
Distracted says vampire app school.
Gap.
Thuoctrucular says, and functional programming is more easily directly linked to math. Obviously in math there's no such thing as assignment statements. Everything is a function expression. Thuoctrucular says, but obviously functional programming ain't the answer to everything. It's just another tool you can put in your toolbox.
Okay, so the thing is, I'm going to do... This is also going to be a link to home.
Anand says there was a blood donation camp and the professor dared us to donate blood but none turned up. I asked him to bump my mid-sem grade if I did and that's that I donated blood.
Bro is donating blood for an A in the class. That is crazy. That is nuts. That is one of the most wild college student desperation things I've ever heard. Holy cow. Okay, this is going to be a link as well.
Distracted says low-key W professor if he did bump up your grade LMAO.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anand says a man's
So we
gotta
do need to
what a
keep the
man's
div
gotta
here.
do.
Oh, shoot, I'm an idiot. Let me go back then. I'm just gonna make
Anand
this.
says it went from a C to B+.
Dang, that's a big jump. Worth, I guess. Worth. So we'll give this a link to home as well.
Anand says B+, cause that's my blood type.
Oh,
Distracted
nice.
says crazy, I would have donated twice, lol.
That's actually nuts, dude. So I have flex jobs. Okay. Cool, this is not looking bad. So we have a div for our H1 header here, which I'm going to turn this into an image because I'm going to create a custom logo for this site using Photoshop. So I'm going to create a logo in Illustrator, and so I'll put that there.
Distracted says okay, I'm going sleep, got work, TM, good luck.
See ya, dude. Good luck on your interview, man. Thanks so much for stopping in. Leave a like, and I appreciate you so much for being here. If you guys are new here, thanks so much for subbing along. We're pushing towards 2200. So let's see if we can get to 2190 at least. Can we push to 2190, you guys? Thank you guys so much for being here. I stream every single day. I got a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry.
Says night chat.
Later, guys. Thanks so much for being here, man. You guys are awesome. It's fun meeting all you guys. Okay, so anything else that we should add here? So let's add in a couple of filler. I guess we don't need to do any of that yet because this is all we have on the site. Right, so this is just 1.0, so we don't need to add any filler things.
Thanks, and I always liked I was the first like on stage.
Nice, dude. I appreciate your strike.
Anand says uni was a wild place for me.
Bro was out there slinging it, grinding.
Rockdropkiller says I remember only a few months ago you had like 50 subscribers.
I know, isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? It's crazy just from, you guys also, like, think about it, like, we're also just teaching ourselves computer science and calculus, so it's not like the most riveting content. It's not like I'm gaming, where, like, it can bring in such a huge audience. Like, it is a pretty niche subject matter, so, 2K, it's, like, it's really awesome, you guys. Like, that's, like, a pretty large, think about that. If you got, like, 2,000 computer science students, like, into, like, if they were, like, university students, that's, like, a graduating class of computer science. Like, it's pretty substantial. Thank you guys so much. Truly, it's honestly, I just feel like I'm honestly just a normal dude. I just go to work. I come home. I was trying to figure out what to do in life and how to make my life better and how to learn more and keep growing as a person. And I wanted to learn more about this, so I just and I thought I'd just capture it and just meet some friends and document it so I can learn from it, my own documentation of it along the way. So like that's honestly all it's been. Okay. We have our nav bar here, SpectroSim, Home, and AbSim. So we need to add a page for the AbSim. Okay.
Rockdropkiller says yeah, I teach around 400 students in 1 year, so if all 2K of your subs are CS students, that'd be insane.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, huh? Okay, so I'm going to give a gap. Let's give a gap, a 5 gap here. Okay, that's fine. That looks good. So now anything else we want to add on to this actual, let's go ahead and make the, let's give a font. Can you give me a large list of common styles for Tailwind, like font stuff, etc. A cheat sheet, yeah. Okay, so, okay, got you. So if we want to give, let's give in the individual text. I like this 5 number. It's too big. Let's give text 2UXL. Okay. This is gonna change, right? This is gonna be an image. But I guess for now we'll give it the same thing. So we'll just go here. Text 2XL.
Says I'm hopping off, need to get the log report done that I've been sitting on for the entire month.
Nice, dude. Oh no. Thanks so much for coming in, Joe. I'll be streaming here. I appreciate you so much for coming in. Thank you for being here, man. You're awesome. I appreciate all your contributions. Azul Dan, delete messages. No.
Says good night, chat. Have fun and keep learning.
All right, you guys. What else should we add to the nav bar? This can be collaborative. You know, spitball man. Spit some ideas at me. Come on. What you guys got for me? Okay, so we have a nav. We have a section here. So I'm gonna make a comment here. I'll say. So this is gonna be the page navigation. Right, and then this is going to be
Primus says, do you use Bootstrap?
Site logo. No, I'm just building all this stuff raw here. We're going in raw.
How many sections do you think you're going to need?
Well, I mean, we can build out more pages as we get there, but this is the only pages I have for now. So the only thing we're going to need is the home, and for now, the absorption sim. Right? We can come up with a better name. Right now, I have absim. Right? I think is a cool name for it. So we have absim, which is what we're currently modeling, absorption spectroscopy. So, and within there will be 2 sections: a section for using the API and a section for generating your own. And so, and then if we want to add, if I program some more algorithms to generate different types of spectroscopy, then we can add in more pages to do the same thing. But we'll break it up by page. You know, I think for now. And we'll add up to like maybe 5 or so, if I add up to that many.
Aurora says so, a data entry page and a dedicated graph page?
No, so like, all the absim stuff will be on absim, but like, it'll just have a section within it, like it'll just be like top and bottom, you know, I think. Okay. This is so hard. It's so hard to go from nothing to something. Okay. What else do we want to add here? So absim spectrosim. So let's go ahead and commit this up. Add nav comp. Okay, we're good. Okay. So we have site logo and we have page navigation. So I'll build the logo.
Says, crazy how the first stream I saw was you figuring out basic design stuff.
Hey Darsha! Woo! Yeah, isn't that so awesome, dude? Coming along so fast, you guys. These 11 months are this almost a year of programming. It's gone by really, really fast, and just each day just keeps chugging along, and I've just gotten the habits, and programming is just part of me now, so it's awesome. Yeah, dude, awesome. That was the whole goal. I wanted you guys to see, like, I felt like, I have some friends that I talk to that I've been trying to get to program, and, they constantly tell me, I want to do it, but I don't have the time, or it's too hard, or and whatnot, and I wanted to show like that it's just like all you gotta do is just sit down and just try and like just give it some effort, and you'll never you just learn you just pick up stuff and you'll learn without even realizing it. Add container that have a background color to wrap the header. So we want the header to have a different color, right? Is that what you're saying? Do we want that? Yeah, yeah. Ah! I don't know. I can't tell. I can't. Okay. So what if we... Do we want it to have a different color? Let's go navbar examples. Let's look up some stuff. Dang, people's are good. We don't have like a search function or anything. We don't have like messaging. Ah, this is tough. That looks cool too. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do flex, justify, let's say, flex, let's say, is it direction?
Or says, you could maybe add a search bar in the nav for chemicals, kind of an autocomplete.
Flex column. Let's do that. Let's do flex. Flex column. Right, so SpectroSim off on the left.
Esselden says add BG Blue 500 to nav.
Let's increase this padding to like 10. Let's go. I'm going to add in a slight margin to a slight pad to this. I'll say margin, is it top? It's margin top. MT. So we'll do 5. Okay. And then I want to center this item, this div. So So what if I say, okay, let me first, let's go.
Esselden says you can keep the previous class name and nav tag but just add BG Blue 500 to it.
Oh no, I'm not adding a background color to it yet. I'm trying to style it here a little bit differently. I'm gonna put these in the center here, which I think will be better. Okay, right, so you have SpectroSim. So maybe instead of not like, so I'm gonna add a border to this as well, just so I can see it. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have these be in the center. So I'm gonna say here, we're gonna, in this div, we're gonna go flex column, justify center.
Esselden says justify content center.
Align my cheat sheet. Justify. There we go. No, so I don't think I want to apply it there necessarily. So let me add, actually, let me go border onto that, yeah. So now let me go align items, or items, center. There we go, select, okay, perfect.
Says not here but in the div that wrapping the home and op sim.
Yeah, that is where I want it. Because I want my navbar to still extend out the entire length here. It takes up this entire section. But the contents within it will be here. Align center. Right. So then let's make this go home. Ab sim. I don't know. Styling choices are all over the place. SpectroSim, home, absim. Okay, so now I just have the borders there so I can see what's going on. Okay, so then I want these to be, these will stay like that until obviously we have to do a media query to lessen them if we grow. So this goes align items center. So if I say justify center as well, it doesn't really do anything. But what if I want to put the SpectroSim like off to the left, like do I have that option as well with this setup? Like in here, if I go, well, there's no, because this div is that sized. Interesting. Right, this div is this size. So what if you wanted to put the SpectraSim? Well, I can't because I'm justifying center here, or I'm lining item center here. On the whole thing. So I remove that, right? And then if I align item center here, justify center here. There we go. So now we have the logo out here, and then our nav bar in the middle of the page here, which is cool. I'm going to give this gap a little bit wider gap. I'm going to apply the same margin to spacing, 40 pixels, 40 pixels, okay, good. The same margin spacing there. So now if we remove, now what kind of font, give me a good font, you guys, what kind of fonts are good? So our app here, okay, this is where I'm going to do some, okay, so I want my, BG, um, okay, so let's go. Where's the whole page? The whole app? How do I view the whole page here? It's going to be so this is ID equals a root. how to okay. So it says to go like this. Add a layout.jsx call export default function layout with children in here. We're gonna return a div children in here, class name here, right?
Esselden says right-click on the page and select Inspect to ensure that the body element have the full page size first.
Now we'll go like this. App. Layout. And let's just use a layout. And then wrap the routes inside of there. And then the layout. I'm gonna add, right, a BG of then if you go min height screen, okay, it takes up the whole screen. So then if we say text slate 100 like that, and font sans, okay. Now here, let's get rid of these borders. So layout, we're gonna give padding 10. There we go. Okay. So now let me go.
Esselden says you did it, man. Awesome.
Nice. Thanks, dude. Okay. Okay, so now we have that. Okay, so now let's set up a link to home. Link to this. Absorb sim. Absorb. Absorb sim. Absorb sim. Or absorb sim. Which one should we do? Absorb or absorb? Absorb probably. Makes more sense. I don't want it to be that dark. Let's go to our layout. Let's make this 800. Yeah. And let's make this slate color a little bit darker. 200. Nice. So then what we can do is go out a page here. I'm going to just go page, add, absorb sim.jsx. Take this, paste it there, call this absorb sim. There, go to our app, route, path absorb sim, element, absorb sim. Cool. So now we're routing to the different pages. I'm going to rename this to features rather than subcomps. Features, pages, this song. Gina, you here? Oh, she's here at the gym. Wow. Okay. Okay, we have SpectroSim, home. I kind of like a little bit. Is there an 8? Is there like a 850? No. Gotta go 800. Spectrosim. Now if we make this 300, it's a little bit darker, more blue. 200. Home and absorption. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create I guess we'll go ahead and create a card element. So we'll go a div. So we're going to have a div here for a card. Card element. It's going to fill its container. So I want to say the card element, what I want it to do. So I need a card here. So let's go ahead and throw on nav. I'm not going to import a card here, but on pages, home. So it'd have to be on the nav. So it'd be right. So I'm going to wrap the nav in a card. Okay. What does the card have on it? This has a card with all of this stuff in it. Why is this? We're importing card here. Okay, so I'm importing the card, so now I need to style the card here and say what it is. So it's just a div. So if I say, if I just try to, so now do I have to go? What if I just give it an H1? If this chart has children in it, similar to our layout, I think, right? So then here is going to be children. Exactly, there we go. Now to style the card, what we're going to do is we're going to say width max. Let's go border. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Okay, so what if we just want to give this, we want to give it a border. We want to give it the radius. Was it border 0, border 2, 4? Oh, that's thickness. Okay. How was your workout?
What?
How was your workout?
It was great. No one was in there. I was all alone the whole time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I just was playing around with different things. That's fun.
Rounded small. Rounded bottom right. Okay. We're also going to give some padding to okay. And then I'm going to go to my color palette at. Here you are. Okay, so then if I go slate. Padding 10. I'll give a shadow. So what I'm gonna do, man, this is hard. Styling is tough, man. Don't know what else, just how to style it. Styling is for sure hard. Go to my nav.
Orazer says, I like to put all of the fields down first then style. Just get a basic skeleton of your site done first.
Text. Oh my goodness. Yeah. This is just getting. I don't even know what else to do. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it looks pretty bad. I think it's the card that looks pretty bad, right? If we had our logo, I mean, a logo would look cool right here. All right. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take off the card. We just have that card on deck just in case, right? We want to use it. Okay, not too bad.
Orazer says front end dev somehow make it work and not
Dude, it's crazy. Right? Like nuts. Okay, so then we'll say okay, that's fine, I guess, for now. That's fine for now. Absorption. So this takes us home, this takes us home, this takes us absorb. Perfect. Okay, so now this is, I've been like, I'm so like, I don't even know where to go. It's okay, it's part of the learning process. We'll get faster on the project as the time comes. Okay, so then we have a nav bar at least. We got a nav bar at least. So now on absorb sim, how do we want to set up? How do we want to set up like let me go to like, how does their site look? Okay, so they have a whole nav bar at the top here. Let me go to their homepage. So this is what their homepage looks like. So they have a section up here, This looks clean, dude. Search. It's like the image, I guess. Looks cool. These little logo things. About, doc, submit, contact. We suck, dude. We suck so hard, man. Pause. Okay. Should I do? It looks so much worse than mine. Or mine looks so much worse. Oh my gosh. Explore chemistry. So we're gonna have a logo here, right? I mean, this isn't terrible, like home. Let's do an about, I guess. Like, we can do an about link. Right? About. And then our simulators. Spectro simulators. Or should we have just the different types, which is not.
Aurora says, you can take a look at Landbook websites for ideas.
I know, right? Stealing ideas. Home, about, absorb sim. So should we have it be Spectro simulators?
Manoa says, hello, what is the project here?
Hey dude, how's it going? We're just building. So I have a I wrote, I'm a chemist, so I wrote an algorithm for actually generating some it's not working though. Oh, because I'm in front end. I don't know. I can't run it while I'm in the whatever. But we're trying to build a front end to my science simulation here. But we suck at front end, man. This is rough. Let me go ahead and fill up my, get some more lemonade. I'll be right back, you guys. We'll have to go, no, we're gonna go over the window. Alright. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Okay. So that is the home. Right? There is no home. I like that idea. Let's do that. Okay, we'll have the site logo. These are gonna be just a, there's gonna be flex row. Flex row.
Master says we still working on this navigation.
Don't roast me, bro. Come on. Come on. Don't do me like that. You gotta do me like that, man. I say. Why do I have a flex row? What the heck? Why is it like that? I'm trying to get these to be right next to each other. Nav. The logo is inside of nav. Right? The logo is inside of nav.
Manoa says put a flex direction row and justify content flex end.
Flex row. And get it. Oh, it's this. Margin top. There we go. So now I'm going to say, so here I'm going to give this font nice cheat sheet. Where's my cheat sheet? Or text. SpectroSim. Okay. Okay, then we're going to justify between items centered. Okay, and then So then how can I push, not just fit between? Then I go gap 10.
Manoa says what you tryna do?
We'll make this 20. 30. Trying to do kind of something similar to this style here. So SpectroSim. Okay. Doesn't look too bad. We have a different font we can use. Cool. Let's look up cool Tailwind fonts.
Master says Roboto.
So is it Roboto? Should we do Roboto? For the font of our SpectroSim, at least. So we'll go here, we'll say font.
Master says I Roboto everything.
How do you...
Says font Sego is pretty cool.
How do you change the font in Tailwind?
Manoa says font family.
Font family. There's no... Change font, Tailwind, CSS. Font family.
Manoa says maybe BC you are using React?
Yeah, and Tailwind. How to set Roboto to the font. And you write projects index.html in the head tag. We need to
While the
include
master says you have to bring the font in like you normally would, then
a
extend
link.
the Tailwind font family class in your Tailwind config.js.
And tailwind config.js. I don't have a tailwind config.
While the master says you can create one.
Our project room. Module exports is going to become this. Oh, so you set sans, and this gives you the default. Okay. Now if I go to I have font sans here.
While the master says that is overriding sans, you can change it to Roboto. While the master says and get font Roboto.
Okay. So if I go here, font. Hmm. Alright. Not working, boys. Alright. Is it not reading my config, you think?
Mahan says, what's wrong, Mike?
Trying to import Roboto font. It's not working.
While the master says try font, Roboto, as the class.
Is that Roboto? Does that change anything? That doesn't look like Roboto. No, that didn't look like Roboto. It kind of just makes it a little bit bigger.
Mahan says Wolf is right.
Is that Roboto? Yes, it is. Huh. Is that Roboto? That does nothing really wrong. I guess it is Roboto.
Manoa says look to Google font and pick the one you like.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Let's see. There's this one. This one's called Oxanium. Or no. Head.
Mahan says Oxanium.
Okay, so Oxanium. Now here we'll go into that. Ooh, let's go. Spectrosome. That one looks pretty cool. That one's cool too.
Manoa says that's fire.
This one's pretty good too. Is this all capitals though? All right, we'll try that one. So we'll have SpectroSim. So I'm gonna remove that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go make the font here. For that, and then I'll make the font for everything else. Roboto. That looks good. At least until I get a logo, right? I'm gonna make a custom logo. But that looks pretty cool actually for like a custom logo. Just the text based. Okay. Nice. So then I think I'm gonna remove the home. Label here, link, because this will be home. I don't know. What do you guys think? So this doesn't have it. Okay, so then if we go, look at that. So if we go, do we want to, how do I want to, oh God. There's so many ways we could style. Okay, for one, I like with that so far. I'm gonna make the font of the
Aurora Zir says SpectroSim is home looks better. Manoa says keep home.
Oh, you guys both just contradicted each other. Dang it. What do we do? I'm gonna add some text decoration to this. I want to underline it, I think. That looks pretty cool. SpectroSim. That's a cool like logo. I kind of like that just as our logo. I'm gonna reduce this gap. That looks good. All right, because the other ones are 10, so maybe we should make it just 10 to be consistent. But I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more spaced because of the...
Manoa says make the underline less thicker maybe.
Okay, you can do that. Underline extra small. Offset. Under... Okay, decoration. Maybe I need to apply this to the text itself, like here.
Manoa says I think it's text decoration.
Okay. Let's go here. Say. Do I have to say underline? And then say decoration 1? Okay, yeah, so you have to apply the underline and then modify the actual. I think that looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? We're making some progress here. Look at that. Woo! All right, not too bad. Home, about. So the thing is do we want to, so let's link that about page. Let's go page about dot
Mahan
JSX.
says nah.
Mahan says nah.
Mahan says don't underline.
Mahan's always a hater. Always a hater. I think it looks.
Manoa says looks cool.
Can't please everybody. So export default function about. Open this up, return.
Mahan says pull it. Mahan says XDDD.
Okay, so then we're gonna say.
Mahan says let me make a fake account. Manoa says Mayo.
Okay, cool. So now we need to go to the about page. Add in a. Okay, so now we have a nav bar on home, on about, and on absorb sim. Woo! All right. All right, pull it. There's only 5 people here. All right, we'll pull it. I'll engage with the audience. Ooh. Okay. Okay, we have that. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna say. Okay. Let's go ahead and.
Mohan says, guys, I pay you. Mohan says, say no.
Oh no. Y'all's a bunch of haters. If you're on the Twitch and aren't getting on the poll, on YouTube we're doing a poll for the underline or not on the SpectroSim here. So if you guys like the underline here,
Manoa says, how much?
if you guys like the underline, then put in chat on Twitch that you like it. Let us know here, the 4 of you that are there. Okay, so we got that. Absorb Sim, home, about,
Mohan
so
says we negotiate.
I think I'm gonna...
Straw says just use a logo instead and don't listen to them, Lameo.
I'm gonna make a logo. I'll need to make one, but for now, yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. So we want to do... app. I'm gonna remove... So then on my nav bar, I'm going to remove the home link.
69 Straw says C. If you will have a thin line to separate the nav header with the body, remove the underline. If there is not that line, then keep the underline.
See if you have a thin line to separate the nav / header with the body. Remove the underline. If there's not, then keep the underline. Oh, gotcha. Like a line break, almost.
Manoa says, do they will able to make an account BC? If so, you need a account link.
I won't require like making an account. No, you'll just be able to generate the plots how you want. Okay, so actually I kind of like the home on there. So then let's remove the underline because y'all are trolling. All right, y'all's won. It does look clean though. Okay, so let's add in. So we have hover effect across all of those, which is good. So I guess we can work on the actual meat of what is actually needed, which is the absorb sim page. Now, should I do this?
Says, yeah, that looks much better, lol.
Should I screw you guys? Don't like my underline. Should I do should I have like, so my goal is I would like to have right now I only have an algorithm I wrote for actually generating spectroscopy simulations via absorption. I would like to do other various methods, right, down the line. So should I have additional nav bars to access those? Should I have those,
Mohan says,
right, access those?
Says, can you generate me some jawline in urgent need?
Y'all funny. Should I have, or should I just have one singular thing and then have that page have all of them on there? Should I absorb sim? I kind of like having like absorb sim. Maybe there's like chroma sim. Maybe there's like all these other types of.
Causiting says if they relate. One with a drop down. 69 Straw says create a drop down menu and add everything you need in it.
So if you click on this, you get a drop down. If you click on this guy.
Causiting says yeah.
Oh boy.
69 Straw says yeah. Causiting says or hover. Causiting says whichever floats your boat, lol. Or Orazir says, is this only for Spectro or is it multi-purpose? Mohan says make it navigation button and make the title simulations.
Oh, so many decisions. Okay, so if we want to make it like a hamburger, right, to where we want to open it up as a drop-down menu, I would have to learn how to do that as well. But I like that. That would make it clean. So it's like home, about, and then your various things. I guess for the actual, I guess for getting for our general purposes of what we actually need is all we need for right now is to just be able to have an absorption sim page, right? And then have
Master says cosseting.
and then
Cosseting says 69 straw says be my sugar daddy and I will create anything you want all of the variants and all you gotta do is just decide. Mohan says yeah that is navigation button. Manoa says you can use JavaScript for the hamburger. Cosseting says Wolfie you didn't say shit. Cosseting says you trying to sabotage lol.
y'all are funny. All right. I feel like such a fail. I didn't get hardly anything done today. But let me check on my.
Wolfie Master says yes. Cosseting says bahahaha.
No contributions on the 25th today. What?
Mohan says you could use ready-to-use components for that if you lazy.
I feel like we gotta. I just don't want to use JavaScript. JavaScript, I just hate it. I hate it. I love
69 straw says
Python.
it's 26th for me lol.
I hate JavaScript. Okay. So we have that looks pretty good so far. So we just need to, I guess, to wrap up for today, because I think I'm gonna kind of be done for today. This was a lot. My front end is just,
69 straw says everyone hates JS brother. No worries.
dude, like it's just so, I don't know. Like, how's there nothing that's like better yet? Do people use like well, Node.js is like backend JavaScript, right? So how are we stuck with
Noah
it?
says hover is better if you don't want to use JS.
So if you hover on this, then like it will do what? Like it will disappear, make the element disappear and add on additional elements. I'm not even sure how I would do that as well. I'm a Python boy. I can build, I can do like math and do anything you want with like files,
69
and
straw
I
says
can do
a list
I
will
can
be showing
do
you
I can
who's in
scrape
it.
for you. I can use regex. I can do all that for you pretty fluently and in like an hour or so. But this stuff, oh gosh. Oh gosh, man. I this is the stuff that's fun for me. Putting it into like so people
Cosseting
can
says
use it.
I don't use what you call it. Flask isn't that front end.
Flask is just like it's like Fast API. It's just a way to link them together. That's what we're gonna use, Fast API.
Manoa says yeah hover equals display block non-hover equals display non. Orozir says front end slows everything down for me lol. Cosseting says dang. I tried man.
I appreciate you, Cozy Team. Okay, so if I use a hover, okay, let's try this. Let's see what we can do here. So we have our nav here. So if I on this, so if I have to go class name equals here. So I have to go, do I go hover? Hover
Cosseting
tailwind.
says are we using vanilla tailwinds?
Oh my gosh. There's vanilla tailwinds. There's CSS, vanilla CSS, tailwind, vanilla tailwind. There's like frameworks on frame. Oh my gosh.
Wolfie Master says chocolate tailwinds. Manoa says you have to create a new list for the drop-down item. 69 Sra says PS. Use Shad UI for the long run. Aurora Zir says there's more than one tailwind?
That's what Mohan was saying. Use Shad
Let's
CN.
go with some other buttons that are your options, then make all those options non-display unless on hover. Master says more like Rocky Road tailwind.
Strawberry milkshake
69
tailwind.
Sra says strawberry milkshake tailwind is the best.
So hover effects. Okay, so I need to create like a list element, right? Okay, so
Causiting says, I do like Shad. And I agree BC, if you try to build it, it's going to take forever BC, you are dreading it lol. Master says there's a difference between a hover style and a drop down on hover, if that's what you're trying to do.
oh boy. Okay. You going to bed?
Mahan says Mike, look up the link I sent in Discord.
Okay, I was gonna stop here in a second and watch with you. Okay. Okay, so relative group on parent lets it target with group hover.
Mahan says, at least find the name of the style you want to do so you get the idea.
Okay, let's see here. Let's try to figure some stuff out. No, but gotta learn.
Search the name in GPT.
Okay, so let's create a new div here where we have links, right? And this is going to be called absorb.
Master says if you ever want to pair on any of this stuff, HMU.
What do you mean pair? Sorry. Hey Wolfie, I appreciate that, Wolfie. Like pair program? You want to pair program with me? That's so nice. Okay, so div. I definitely need some help with this front end stuff to move faster. If I had someone watching over me, the guardian angel that knew what they were doing. Okay, so I created div here. And then we're going to say class. Oh. So absolute hidden group hover block.
Mahan says we all don't know what we doing, Mike, that's swear. Mahan says Causiting says a good example of
we all don't know what we're doing.
Amazon.com. Hover over the medical care menu. Causiting says there's layers and a pane if you're new at it. Ask for a Python guy lol.
There's layers and a pane if you're new at it. React is like onions. It's like an Oga. those layers. So this, we had to give this relative group in
Causiting says yeah and it makes you cry XD.
relative group.
Wolfie Master says no.
Nah. I don't really want to give it my nav because it's kind of a cop out, but I want to see what it says on it. I kind of want to learn from example here.
Wolfie Master says causiting I make it cry. Causiting says valid. Causiting says you are now the coding Chuck Norris.
Button. We have page navigation. We have link about. Inside of here, I'm going to open up a div. Class. Relative group. Right?
Causiting says when if y'all pair. Stream at BC now I'm invested.
Yeah, Wolfie, hit me up on Discord, dude. I'm always down. I ask people if they're willing to do pair programming, but a lot of people don't want to come up on live stream. But I know that you stream as well. So if you want to do some collab streams and work together and stuff, then hit me up on the Discord. I'm totally down. Just link me there. I'm really bad at planning stuff just because honestly I work more than 40 hours a week in my job and I code every single day on my in work and outside of work now. And so like I really don't have a ton of time to plan out a lot of videos and stuff, as you guys know with the whackathon. I'm just still struggling to get through that, but I appreciate you guys' patience with me on planning all that crap out. Okay, so we have the relative group here is going to contain the button, right? Should be like this. And then inside of the relative group.
Wolfie Master says it's okay I don't plan anything either. I spend all day every day on this stuff.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I need. Okay, so then Why isn't this working? I think it's because my route is off here. In my app here, I have absorb sim as my path on an absorb sim element. This just has a nav. So in nav we have this. Anyone know what's wrong here? So page navigation, relative group.
Wolfemaster says it's sport.
It's worked. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna see what it looks like. So this relative group part. So this is what it wanted here. I want to see what it looks like. Don't typically like doing this, but no, I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so sorry, this is a button. That's why it's not working. Oh, look at that. Oh,
Causiting says nice. Manoa says, capital W.
lock. So it says cursor pointer because we removed the link right here. So this we have to say.
Wolfemaster says capital W.
Thank you guys. Cursor pointers now. That gets a pointer like everything else does.
Mohan says, Mike when McKecken. Manoa says maybe add a transition to make it look smooth.
Absorb sim. Okay. Block. So then I'll give a margin top. Rounded shadow min width C10. This has a lot of like, look at all these styles it wants me to put on it. Like, look at this. Let's see. Remove that. Move that. Margin top. Rounded. Oop, now I can't even access it. Thank you. Okay.
Mohan says bond.
Shadow large. Don't want that. I'll remove that.
Causiting says huge win. If I'm being nitpicky, it's technically not semantic, but I think we get it to work first. I'm not sure how far you want to dive into front-end lol.
Yeah, right. I just need to get this one feature to work because I just need to know because we just need to get access to the absorption sims page. And so once I have it laid out with where it is, then that's all the actual front end really kind of work I'm gonna do. And then once I get like the actual access to the absorb sim page, then I'll start throwing on just the raw HTML stuff, getting the link in the front end, and then we can come back and style it at the very end. But this is just the one little bit of styling I need to do now just to get it so I can access just that area, right? I just need to get to that area where I'm going to start building this simulator.
Causiting says app gotcha.
Okay, so then I can't keep accessing this, right?
Causiting says Wolfie, we have to be kind to the blind people.
So then it says class name. So it wants me on these to do class name goes block. Then you do hover on this BG slate. Right now I have it slate as, let's say 700.
Manoa says that the problem with hovers and that why we use JS Lameo.
So I'll say the hover menu is disappearing. When your mouse hovers over a button, it's like a tiny gap. Top full. Okay, so we'll go top full, MT1. So relative group. Oh no. So below the button. We have this guy here. Absolute hidden. Left 0. Margin top 1. Top full.
Manoa says maybe use a focus instead of a hover.
There we go. And that went away. What happened?
Decode says, I am just scrolling and saw you doing a coding in React.js. Can any issue I will solve?
Hey dude, how's it going? I appreciate you joining me here. So maybe I should do like a click, right? But on click, I would have to use Java's. It has to use React state for click, right? So absolute hidden, group, hover block, platform. Oh, so sometimes I'm getting it, sometimes I'm not. If I'm quick. Okay, so we'll have to figure out this later. All right, you guys. I think I'm gonna call it for tonight. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm gonna watch listen to a show with my girlfriend, and I'll be back tomorrow. Though I don't have work. Tomorrow's Memorial Day for us United States residents, so I do not work tomorrow. So I'll be back to stream again for another session. Probably, hopefully, I'll try to do an earlier session than normal, so I can have a little bit more time with you guys and continue on. Um, Dude, front end stuff is hard. Let me tell you. It's definitely not for the it's not like
Manoa
it,
said,
it's not hard in terms of like the actual what it is, but it's hard because it's so open ended into the.
100 bits and says not
Oh,
there
thank
was
you for the
100.
bits, dude. Appreciate you, Wolfie. Woo! Thank you for the bits. That's the first ever bits or dono I've ever gotten on Twitch, which is really awesome. Thank you, dude. I really, really appreciate you being here and joining me tonight. Thank you for all the help you guys. So yeah, um, there's no like it's no math or it's no like hard programming, but it's like it's so open ended because it's creativity and it's so up to you to be able to like it takes it that whole open endedness to a whole new level of programming. So, anyways, I really appreciate you guys being here and joining me. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. I might, if I'm have some energy later this evening at midnight or 1 a.m. I potentially may hop on for another session where we continue to try to figure out what to do with this. But we currently, it's not working. So we need to maybe add like a click. I might add a click to the simulators to open up that menu so that it happens on a click rather so like a use state function. Anyways, I appreciate you guys being here. We'll work on that either later tonight or tomorrow. I appreciate you guys being here, and I'll see you guys so much. Thank you guys. Thank you, Wolfie, for the bits. Thank you, Manoa, Decode This, Mahan.
Positive
Appreciate
says
you,
you
Aurora
guys now have a
Sor.
good night.
Who else on here? Cozy Tink. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, 69 SWRA. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys. Join my Discord link down below, or also my profile where you can get access to a complete roadmap and talk to me offline. We're planning on a group community project together. If you're interested in doing some peer coding, some people mentioned that Wolfie, message me on Discord so we can link up and discuss a time to maybe do that. I am interested in that. I just a lot of people are a little bit more scared to come up on the stream because you have to talk and reveal yourself. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.